Welcome back to Justin Caressel Stadium. Again here in Ram Country at Tinora High School, where the Aces are on the road. And we're just getting ready to get the second half of action underway in tonight's week number 8 football game. If you're just joining us, it's really kind of a close one, to be honest with you. Back and forth, and both these teams handling each other pretty well. The Rams do have the advantage. They managed to put a score in late in the the second quarter to go up 14-6. That is our halftime score, 14-6. The Aces got the ball back with about 2 minutes and 50 seconds to work with in all 3 timeouts, but just had a disastrous offensive series where they wound up losing yards, I think, on every play from scrimmage. And they wound up having to punt it back to the Rams with about 30 seconds left before the half. And the Rams, they were able to hold them and not allow the Rams to get any more points on the board, thank goodness. But so the Aces will get the ball to start quarter number 3 here tonight. Again, they're down by 8. They scored their lone touchdown on a tremendous run from Mason Comiso, 76-yard scamper into the end zone. And they were going to kick the extra point, but then there was a foul, and they moved them up so they were at the 1-yard line. They attempted the 2-point conversion and failed. And the ball goes through Comiso's hands. He has to scoop it up, and Mason not able to work up much in the way of momentum after that. But give him credit, Comiso got the ball back, did not lose possession, and still managed to get it out to about the 20-yard line before being taken down, and that's where the Aces will start, 1st and 10. 11:52 to go. So like I said, the failed extra point attempt resulted in the 6 points for the Aces. And Hicksville has put it in, or rather Tinora has put it in the end zone a couple times and have been successful with their extra point attempts. And that's our 14-6 score right there in a nutshell. Jake Miller, split backs on either side of him, works out of the shotgun as always. Quick handoff. And again, the Rams evidently have that dialed in now, because that was like the plays that weren't working right before the half either. Comiso trying to punch it through the middle of the line and nothing doing. So a loss of 6 on the play. 2nd and 16 now, and the move back to the 14-yard line. Snap, dropping back. Miller's in trouble. Got to get it out of there. He just throws it away. Miller tosses it out to the sideline to avoid the sack. Make it 3rd and 16. So the Aces faced with a 3rd and long here on their first offensive series. Not the start to the half that they were hoping for, I am sure. Hard snap, nothing doing. Miller rolling out and nothing there, and he's going to be taken down. So Miller not able to get even close to the yardage necessary to move the chains. And Travian Tunis is going to be standing just at about the end line, or the goal line, to punt this one away. Travian sitting at about the 4-yard line. He gets the snap. It's a high, short kick, and it's going to take a good Aces roll, thank goodness. It'll come to rest at the 44-yard line of the Rams. So Tunis, which looked like it could have been a really disastrous punt, got a good bounce and a good roll. And credit the Aces special teams down the field covering it well and able to down the ball at the Rams' 45-yard line. So here comes Tinora for the first time in the second half. Again, their quarterback number 5, Nolan Schaefer, the sophomore. He works under center most of the time. He's going to hang on to himself. Quick dump over the middle and incomplete. And is there a flag on the play? And the Ram player still down on the turf. And we're going to have an official stoppage here while they look at. So injured player being looked at on the field. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Rams. We come back into action. And we will take a quick break. Brian and I will be back when play resumes. I'll see if they're going to get him up here. Yeah, there they go. All right. We won't need to take a quick break. Looks like that was Comiso, number 6. Almost had his hands on the pass and got decked pretty good. Was not able to hang on to the ball. Incomplete pass, and 2nd and 10 for the Rams. Ball remains at their 45-yard line. Quick handoff, and out to about the 50-yard line. That's DeLarber with the carry. And they're going to say his knee touched at the 49, so pick up a 4 to make it 3rd and 6. So the Rams looking at a 3rd and 6. Aces looking to get a stop here. Schaefer takes a snap. Schaefer keeps it, rolling out to pass. Schaefer being pursued. Schaefer's going to throw the ball. He's got a man open. And he was out of bounds. Juggling the ball as he went out of bounds. The pass is incomplete. And there's a flag back at the 43-yard line. So we'll see if it is against the Rams or if it is against the Aces here. And it is going to be against the Rams. So do you make it 4th down and decline the penalty, or do you take it? And they're going to take the penalty. So it's a 15-yarder. So the Aces are going to play the odds here. They're going to back him up to the 33-yard line to make it 3rd and a country mile, 3rd and 22 if you want to be precise. Easy there, Brian. Don't need you tripping over the chair and killing yourself. Who'd run the camera? So with the penalty, they'll back him up, and the Aces, like I said, they're playing the percentages here. 3rd and 22, and they'll hopefully stop him even further back and ensure that the Rams will try to punt it away. 9:33 to go in quarter number 3. Schaefer under center, puts a man in motion. That's DeLarber. Schaefer dropping back. Schaefer running for his life, throwing it into the sideline. It'll be incomplete, and that'll be 4th down for the Rams. The Aces hold them, and they do it for no gain. So this time, the odds favor the Aces. They play the percentages, and they win. It'll be 4th and 22 from the their own 33-yard line. And the Rams are going to need to punt it away here.
30, 35 would be good. 13, yep, 13. Let's get the ball, bro.
Balzer and Comiso back deep for Hicksville. High snap, but the punter grabs it, puts it into the air. It comes down, and the Aces get out of the way, and the Rams will down it at about the 37-yard line, it looks like. We'll see where they mark it officially. It'll be between the 35 and the 40. And it looks like to be the 39-yard line. Yep, 1st and 10 Aces. So Hicksville, again, with some pretty good field position after the Rams punt. looking to get something going here offensively and get themselves back into this game. 9:16 left to go here in quarter number 3. Jake Miller getting things set. Hard count, takes a snap, low snap, passes it quickly and throws it into the ground. It was both Balzer and Kyler Baird over there, and they both kind of looked at each other and watched the ball hit the ground, so I'm not sure whether either of them was really expecting it to come their way. So that'll burn it down and make it 2nd and 10. And again, they're going to hand it off to Comiso, and they've got his number dialed in, and they're going to drop him so far back it's not funny. Comiso, I'll see where they say his knees down, and they're going to put the ball back at about they're going to give him forward progress to about 35-yard line. Still going to be 3rd and 14. I should say backward progress. But his knee down at the 35-yard line. 3rd and 14 for the Aces. Miller puts the ball in the air, caught. Jackson Bergman off to the races. Bergman is into the end zone. Touchdown Aces. Jackson Bergman. Woohoo! Just a sophomore. We've seen him thrown to several times this year, and he's not been able to hang on to the ball. We were even saying earlier in the season, sooner or later, he's going to start making those catches, and when he does, look out. He's a tall kid. He's got a great reach, and that time he hung on to the ball and takes it down into the end zone to make it 14-12. And now the Aces look like they're going to go for 2 to see if they can tie it up here. Ball at the 2-yard line. So the Aces go for the 2-point conversion. Miller hangs on to it. I think he's going to get in. He does. Miller dove in. And he makes the 2-point conversion. We held up for a little bit because the one official on the one side could not see, and it looked like Miller got stopped after he broke the plane and pushed back, and his knee came down on this side at about the 6-inch line of the goal line, but the other official at the other point of view saw how the ball went up and broke the plane and indicated the successful conversion. So a great play from Jackson Bergman, followed up by a strong run from 2 yards out by Jake Miller, ties this one up. 14-all with 8:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. We got ourselves a ball game.
I can't tell in that Wisconsin where Mason got 50.
So that's quieted down things on the far side of the field considerably. As the Rams are going to look to get the ball back, and the Aces would dearly love to be able to put together another good defensive series, stop them, and get the ball back once again. As it looks like they had some problems with the ground game, so maybe the Aces' success with the passing game here and getting the score might loosen things up a little bit for the running backs. We'll see what happens. Travian Tunis tees it up at the 40-yard line. It's a live ball past the 50 if he kicks it on the ground. And he does, and it's bouncing around, and it's loose, and the Aces dive on it. I think the Rams, they were able to cover it up back at about the 30-yard line. So they'll retain possession. But the Aces gave them something to think about on that kick, too. So 1st and 10, Tinora on their own 30-yard line. And we'll see what the Rams can put together here on this offensive series. Schaefer under center. Quick handoff. And out to about the 36-yard line. Maybe the 37. Well, it looks like they're going to be at the 37-yard line. It was DeLarber with the carry, I believe. So 2nd and 3 now for the Rams. And again, Schaefer puts Cole Comiso in motion, and as soon as Comiso goes behind the one offensive lineman, he moves, and they back him up 5 more yards. That's the 5th time tonight that they've gotten dinged for 5 yards on a false start. And again, when we talk for the Rams, it's number 6, Cole Comiso. And as I mentioned in the first half, I have no idea whether there's any relation between him and Mason or not. Handoff, and that's Comiso. And Comiso's going to be stopped short again, and it looks like he's still going to be about 3 yards, 4 yards shy of the first down. Be 3rd and 3, it looks like, as they get the ball back out to the 37-yard line. Now see if they'll try that play again and back themselves up 5 yards one more time. Third and 3 now for the Rams. And they almost get him. They stop him. That's going to be close. It's going to be close. It'll depend on where they mark the ball. As they've got it set right now, that'll be good enough for a first down. The nose of the football across the 40-yard line. And that's how close it was to being a stop by the Aces. 6 inches less, and it would have been 4th in inches, and it would have been decision time for the Rams. But they make the line of gain. They get themselves an extra set of downs, 6:08, and the clock still rolling. As again, not a lot of passing and incomplete passes, so the clock really has been moving right along in this game here tonight. Schaefer lines him up. Schaefer dropping back to pass. Schaefer's being pursued. Schaefer's in trouble, and he tosses it up and out of bounds on the far sideline. 2nd and 10. That'll stop the clock with 5:48 left to go in our third quarter. Rams will have a 2nd and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Give Schaefer credit. Whenever he's been pursued like that, he has done a good job of just throwing the ball away to a location where it can't be intercepted or picked off. He just launches it out of bounds onto the sideline. So here come the Rams again, facing a 2nd and 10 now. Score tied at 14. Pitch back, and a nice hole. And the ball's loose, and I think the Aces have it. I think the Aces got it. We're waiting for an official, and there it is. The Aces recover the fumble. And so Hicksville gets the ball back at the 46-yard line of the Rams. A strong hit, and they jarred the ball loose, and the Aces fall on it. So that's their first takeaway of the night. Now they're going to see if they can make it burn. Aces back on offense, 1st and 10 from the Rams' 46-yard line. Snap. Pitch back. Mason dropped out of line. It'll be about a 6-yard loss. 5-6 yards. We'll see where they mark him out of bounds. It looked to be about the 49-yard line of the Aces. And he was knocked out of bounds, so The clock should stop, but it's not.
Hey, that clock's running. Clock shouldn't be running, should it?
So the Aces getting themselves set once again. It'll be 2nd and 15. Miller hangs on. Jake goes for it. Jake, first down yardage. Miller. And a flag back at the 49-yard line. That means it may be coming back. The reason Jake might have found the nice hole and may be able to make that good run is because there's some holding going on, and indeed that's the indication. So that'll back the Aces up even more. At least the clock stops this time. So holding call against the Aces. We'll back them up to the 39-yard line where it'll be 2nd and 25 now. We'll tack on an extra 10. So still 2nd down. Comiso in motion. Pitch back from Miller. Comiso looking to turn the corner, and he does. And gets back to maybe the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 2 or 3 yards. Yeah, make it 1, actually. So 3rd down and 24 now. Four minutes exactly and counting. Miller dropping back, looking downfield. Jake puts a ball up. Bergman drops it. Jackson Bergman right in his hands, not able to hang on. The Ram defender able to jar the ball loose, and that's going to bring up 4th and 24. And Travian Tunis back out onto the field to punt another one away.
If he can punt it to our side.
Bergman would have had close to first down yardage had he been able to hold on to it. But again, the Rams able to knock it loose. High snap, Tunis. And he kicks it straight up in the air just about. It'll come down and take an Aces roll, and they'll stop that at about the 46-yard line of the Rams. So Travian Tunis, kind of an ugly punt there. But the Rams will get the ball back 1st and 10, and it looks like it'll be on their own 45-yard line. With 3:41 left to go in the 3rd quarter. So the Aces not able to capitalize on the recovered fumble. Let's see if they can maybe cause another one here. Up the middle. And thrown down after making about a 2-3 yard gain. DeLarber got out to maybe the 47-yard line. 2nd and 8 for the Rams. Tinora breaks their huddle, comes up to the line of scrimmage. Here we go. Schaefer hangs onto it, drops back to throw. Schaefer puts the ball in the air quickly. He's got a man wide open, and it goes right between his hands and incomplete. So the Aces can breathe a sigh of relief on that one. It'll bring up 3rd and 8. So the Rams also find out what it's like to have one go right through the receiver's hands. 2:49, the clock stops on the incomplete pass. Nobody budging from either side of the stadium from the stands here. They're waiting. It's tied at 14. Shotgun, quick throw, quick hit, and dropped. And that was Grube made the grab. Max Grube, number 2.
Do we like?
He and his twin brother are both on the squad. Number 1 is Mark Grube, and number 2 is Max Grubes. So 4th down, and they're showing punt. Long snap. Ball up off the side of his foot, a warbler, and it's going to roll out of bounds on the far side. So it looks to be about the 20-yard line is where the Aces will set up shop. First and 10, 2:07 to go here in quarter number 1. Again, tie football game, 14 all. Aces looking to make something happen offensively. They got kind of bugabooed after recovering the Rams fumble, their last offensive series. Miller, long count. Quick handoff. And Brody Balzer manages to slice his way through the line and pick up some positive yardage. Looks like Balzer got about 5. Make it 2nd and 5 here. Miller. Ball's loose. And I think the Rams got it. And they do. Bad snap to Jake Miller. It goes onto the turf. And the Rams dive on it, and they're going to have it 1st and 10 with great field position, obviously. Deep in Aces territory. So 1st and 10 for the Rams at the Aces 20-yard line. Here the Rams looking to get the lead back. Handoff and diving forward. Three-yard pickup, make it 2nd and 7. And so they'll get the ball down to the 14-yard line where it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Rams. Again, they can pick up another 1st down by getting it across the 10. And Tinora talking things over and taking a timeout. Oh, nope. Waiting for the end of the 3rd quarter. I'm sorry. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. There we go. So we've played 3, and at the end of the 3rd quarter, we're tied 14 all. We're going to switch ends of the field, come back for the last 12 minutes of football here tonight, at least in regulation. Tied at 14. It'll be the Rams ball. It'll be 3rd and 4 from the Aces 14-yard line. And while we're getting ready for quarter number 4, again, we want to say a big thank you to Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford in Hicksville. our football broadcast underwriters for Aces football here on Hicksville Community Television. We're so proud to have them supporting all of our Aces sports broadcasts again for the 2019-20 school year for both, again, football, but we've also been covering volleyball, and coming up we're going to have, of course, basketball and anything else that we can work into the schedule. It's always made possible, again, by the generous support of Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. I'm so proud to have them supporting our broadcasts. They are the ones that make it possible for us to be on the road to cover away games such as this one here tonight. All right, 1 quarter of football left to go here tonight, tied at 14. Man in motion. Schaefer drops back to pass, dumps it over the middle, and is picked off. Intercepted. Comiso working up ahead of steam. Mason Comiso picks it off and returns it out to the 33-yard line. First down, Aces. That's just what the doctor ordered. Mason Comiso gets the job done. So they're going to mark him down at the 32-yard line. First and 10, Hicksville. 11:52 to go. And again, this is a second turnover that the Aces have here tonight. And we'll see if, again, they can make something happen as a result. Handoff. Comiso battling forward out to about the 35. They'll pick up about 3, make it 2nd and 7. So Comiso will be the split back beside Jake Miller in the shotgun. Miller hangs on to it himself. Miller breaks through. Miller still on his feet. Miller powering down. He makes the first down and nearly to the 44-yard line. So Miller on the quarterback keeper gets the ball out to the 43, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Aces. So the Aces with a fresh set of downs here. Snap and a handoff. And that's across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. And that time, ball carried by Balzer. So Brody Balzer gets him a couple, 3. 2nd and 7. He'll stay out there with Comiso on either side of Miller. Miller pitches it to Mason. Comiso looking to cut upfield. And he'll get bottled up near midfield. I don't think he made it quite that far. Looks like they're going to mark him down at about the 48-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and about 4 for Hicksville. Ball at the 49-yard line. And again, they're going to try to take it up the spout, and they're going to come up short. Comiso with the ball carry and gets to the 49-yard line of the Rams. It'll be 4th and 2, and Tunis comes out onto the field for the Aces. So Tunis going to see if he can pin him deep here with a good punt. And that's a high snap. And he gets his leg into it. And it's going to be down by the Aces at about the 22, 23-yard line. So give credit to Travian Tunis. Man, they hiked that ball way over his head, but he went up and got a hold of it, held on to it, and still got a pretty decent punt off. We'll see where they mark it officially. It looks to be about the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Rams. Still tied at 14, 8:47 to go here in the 4th quarter. Snap. And they might have made it out to about the 24, 25-yard line. Not much of a gain on the play. Give him a yard, make it 2nd and 9. So the Rams deep in their end of the field now at their own 24-yard line, looking at a 2nd and 9 for the Aces. Schaefer, quick handoff around the far side, being pursued and knocked out of bounds. And Camaso was the one that knocked him out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. And it looks like he's going to be just short of the 1st down marker. They'll make it 3rd and 1 for the Rams. They get it out to the 32-yard line. So here comes Tinora, 3rd and 1. Another quick handoff, and that should move the chains out to about the 36-yard line. So they'll stop the clock briefly while they move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 36. Start the clock right back up, 7:48 and counting. Nolan Schaefer again hands it off quickly. And the Aces are going to corral him at about the 40-yard line. Make it the 41. So a pickup of 5, make it 2nd and 5 for the Rams. Dropping back to throw. Schaefer rolls out, puts it in the air. It's caught, and it's loose again, and it's recovered by the Aces again. And I don't think there's any doubt about it that he had possession of the ball. He made a football move. He got hit. The ball popped up in the air and grabbed by Workman. Number 24 picks it off, and the Aces will get the ball back at their own 45-yard line. So 3 turnovers tonight, all of them by the Rams, and all of them being recovered by the Aces. The Aces haven't coughed it up once, so they got +3 in the turnover department on the Rams here tonight. So here we go. Back on the field, the offense, and Jake Miller. Low snap, and Miller picks it up. Miller puts the ball in the air. He's got a man open, and it's caught. And that'll be a 1st down. Woo-hoo. Kyler Baird. Well, that's right. They did lose one. All right, so they're up by 2. I'm being corrected, as I should be. So again, Baird makes the grab and takes it all the way down to the 26-yard line for the Aces. 6:22, clock rolling. Comiso, boom. He doesn't have the ball, though. Fooled me. That was a quarterback keeper by Miller. And he did a good fake because it fooled me. I thought Mason had the ball. Loses a yard on the play, unfortunately. 2nd and 11. So we'll reset. Again, high arcing throw. Caught. And I think he stepped out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. He made the grab, but then he was off balance, so he put his foot out to steady himself. And he stepped out of bounds when he did so. So that's at about the, looks like about the 4-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal for the Aces. 5:37 to go. So here we go, Aces with a 1st and goal. Hang on, here comes Comiso. Comiso, we'll see if they gave him any kind of forward progress. It looks like he actually might have lost a yard. It looks like they might be putting the ball at the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd down for the Aces. And they're going to keep it at the 4-yard line, so he at least made it back to the line of scrimmage. So Jake running around in the backfield, having a word with some of his wide receivers. Comiso, the split back beside him, puts a man in motion. Snap, handoff to Comiso. Mason up the middle, into the end zone, touchdown. 4 yards out, Mason. Comiso, 2nd score of the night. And the Aces are going to go up 20-14 with 4:48 remaining in the game. So we'll see what the Aces want to do for the extra point. They've got Tunis out there, so it looks like they're going to try to kick the extra point. Travian Tunis lining it up. Down, kick is up, and it's good. Travian Tunis, another one of his low liners. It clears the crossbar and splits the uprights. And the Aces go up by 7, 21-14. 4:48 to go. Still time for the Rams to be able to put together a good offensive series. So the Aces are going to be leaning on their defense now to see if they can put a stop together. But the Rams will need 7 to tie. They could go for 2 and maybe pull out a win if they get into the end zone. But let's see if they can get into the end zone first. So 4:48, a lot of time left for Tinora to work with. Both teams still with their full complement of 3 timeouts as well. So the Aces don't have this one in their back pocket yet by any means. Going to tee it up at the 40-yard line, and the Rams will get ready to get the football back. Like I said, it's senior night here at Tinora. The last thing the Rams are going to want is to take a loss in their first league loss at the hands of the Aces here tonight. And, of course, the Aces would like nothing better than to hand the Rams that first GMC loss. So here we go. Tunis rolls it down, and it's going to be downed at the 20-yard line by the Rams. The Rams special team player went to scoop it up, and when he did, he went down and went on his knee. So he was down as soon as he grabbed the football. 20-yard line, so 80 yards to pay dirt for the Tinora Rams here. 4:46 left in the contest, or at least in regulation. So here come the Rams. Nolan Schaefer rolling out. On the far side, he quick pass and tackled immediately. He made the catch, but taken down, and I think he might have made it back to the yard. It actually looks like he lost half a yard. So we're going to say 2nd and 11. Dropping back to throw, he's airing it out, and he's going to overthrow everybody. So Schaefer put his arm into that one, but he overthrew his own guy, plus the 2 aces that were in pursuit covering him by a good 5-6 yards to make it 3rd and 11. That'll stop the clock on the incompletion and give everybody a chance to jog back to the line of scrimmage, because that was down around the Aces' 40-yard line. So 3rd and long for the Rams, 11 yards. Aces looking to put the stop on here, force the punt. Dropping back, puts it up in the air, and it's incomplete. And that's going to make it 4th and 11, and it's decision time for Tinora. 3:58 left in the game. 3:58 left in the game. And they're showing punt. Aces. And it's going to be a short one, and it's going to take a roll, and it's going to die at the 49-yard line of the Rams. So the Aces are going to take over with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. And they're going to have a 1st and 10, and they'll start this drive on the Rams side of the field. Up by 7. You'd hope for either a nice long sustained drive, or at the very least putting more points on the board here. We'll see what happens. Here comes the Aces. And we're going to have a timeout. Something was going on, and there were people asking questions and lingering there towards the sideline, and they were just not running out onto the field. So it looked like there might have been a little bit of confusion. So rather than have a busted play or take a delay of game, let's call the timeout. And that is exactly what they do. So timeout on the field. It'll be 1st and 10 Hicksville at the Rams' 49-yard line when play resumes. 3:50 left to go in regulation. And the Aces with the ball and a 1-touchdown lead, 21-14. Again, we want to say a big thank you to the Tinora Rams Athletic Department, giving us the space here on the visitors' side in the press box. We appreciate it. It's always nice to come over here. And like I said, they're in the midst of building a new facility, a new school that, again, looking across and seeing it as we came in here, it's going to be awesome when it's done. It'll be pretty cool to come back over here when they've completed it to see what all they come up with over there. All right. Low snap. Miller's just going to hang on to it and barrel straight ahead, and he'll pick up about 4. Maybe 3. Be closer to a. And the Rams are going to burn a timeout. So Jake Miller takes it up the middle and gains 3 to make it 2nd and 7. 3:45, and the Rams burn their first timeout. They're obviously going to try to stop the Aces' offensive drive here. Hopefully force the punt. And they're also going to try to preserve as much time as they can using their timeouts. If they can stop the Aces without letting them score, then the Rams will have whatever time they have to try to get into the end zone to either win the game or tie it up. Hicksville. Be great to pick up a first down here. Miller pitches it back. Camaso on his feet, and Camaso, that's going to be close to first down yardage for Mason. Got it inside the 40. We'll see where they're going to mark it. And they're going to mark it, just inside the 40-yard line. Call it the 40, where it'll be 3rd and 1. Clock rolling. Aces will let the clock roll down a little bit further. Time is on their side here. Miller. Takes the snap, hangs on to it himself, and Jake's going to be held up short. So it's going to bring up 4th down for the Aces at the 41-yard line as Miller doesn't fool anybody and they catch him for a 1-yard loss. So it'll be 4th and 2. And the Rams call their second timeout. So the Aces are going to have to decide what they want to do. They want to go for it, potentially give them good field position if they do not get 2 yards, or do they want to bring Tunis out and try to pin him deep? We'll see what Coach Smith comes up with. As they're huddled up on the sidelines. Rams, too, are, I'm sure, trying to plan for either contingency, so we'll see what happens here. So Tunis is going out onto the field. So it looks as if the Aces are planning on punting it away. 2:47 left on the game clock. Tunis puts his leg into it, and it's going to go out of bounds. And they're going to mark it at the 15, close to the 20. Nope. Wow, they're giving him a really good spot at about the 23-yard line, it looks like. So 2 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game, and the Rams are going to have it 1st and 10 on their own 23-yard line. Again, they're only down by a score. Schaefer being pursued. Schaefer escapes one, throws it, and they get him out of bounds. Short gain to about the 27-yard line, it looks like, for 2nd and 6. Clock stops with the out of bounds. Snap. Schaefer rolling out. Schaefer throws the ball. It's caught. And it looks to be it'll be another 1st down for the Rams. 2:24 on the clock now. They'll advance the ball out to about the 35-yard line. 1st and 10. And they go out of bounds again to stop the clock. So 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line for the Rams. Rolling out, Schaefer looking down the field, throws the ball, caught and dropped. That'll be incomplete. Would have been close to a first down had he held on to it, but he's not able to control the ball, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Clock will stop on the incomplete pass with 2:18 left to go in the contest. Rams with 1 timeout remaining. They have the ball. The Aces have 2 timeouts on their side of the ledger.
Hey, here, Cole, let's go. They're going.
Andy got outside of Cole.
Working out of the shotgun now. Again, dropping back.
Hands right there. Oh,
And he puts the ball in the air, and that's going to be an interference call. Knocked him down before he had a chance to get to the football. So I think that one is going to go against Wortman for pass interference.
Incidental with their feet.
So they'll put the ball right at midfield. As they say, Wortman knocked him down before the ball got there. So 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line for the Rams. 2:11 to go in the game. Boy, a lot of unhappy people over here on this side of the field with that call from the officiating crew. Not liking that at all. Here we go. Rams come up to the football. Schaefer up under center. Nolan dropping back to throw again. Ball in the air, and it's going to be incomplete. Intended receiver was DeLarber, number 22, and it was just out of his reach. So that'll make it 2nd and 10. Clock stops on the incompletion with 2:07 to go. We'll see how long it can take to play 2 minutes of football here. Just come to think of it, really, the games that we have covered, this is the first one that's really been tight coming down the stretch. It's usually pretty much over by this point, one way or the other. Man in motion for the Rams. Snap, dropping back to throw again. And he's down. Dropped for a loss back at the 45-yard line. That'll make it 3rd and 15 for the Rams. And it will keep the clock rolling with the sack as we go under 2 minutes. Again, the Rams can only stop the clock 1 time. And they're faced with a 3rd and long. It's going to be 4-down territory for the Rams anywhere on the field here at this point. They need a touchdown. Schaefer, ball in the air, picked off. Intercepted by the Aces. And that should be the ball game for Hicksville. Ball was picked off by Gipple, number 6. Minute 22. Aces with the ball. 2 timeouts. And they're right here at midfield. Rams can stop it once. And Miller takes a knee. And that'll start the clock rolling. We'll see whether the Rams are going to use a timeout here. Doesn't look like it, so the clock's going to roll down here as the crowd starts to head towards the parking lot. And the Aces are going to come out of here tonight with an unexpected victory. They were not favored to be winners here this evening, but they came and played some great football and some terrific, terrific accomplishments by some of their players. And there's another knee, and that should do it. And again, the Aces are going to go home winners tonight. They're going to hand the Rams their third loss of the season, drop Tenora's overall record to 5-2, or make that 5-3, and hand them their first defeat in the Green Meadows Conference. Rams' conference record will now be 3-1. The Aces, meanwhile, will even their record at 4-4, and they will have a conference record now of 2-2. And there's one less undefeated team now in the Green Meadows Conference. Oh, I got to catch my breath here. So again, a great night for the Aces, a tremendous night from Mason Comiso, as he had a couple of scores, a huge, I think it was a 76-yard catch and run into the end zone, and picked off one of the passes. Like I said, the Aces, 4 turnovers that they recovered tonight. They coughed it up once, so a lot of coaches will tell you, yeah, when you're up +3 in the turnover department, you're probably going to be on the winning side of the scoreboard in the end, and that's the case for the Aces tonight. So again, congratulations to Coach Smith and the Aces football team as they pick up a big win against the Rams here tonight and kind of ruin Tenora's senior night festivities. Well, as for Brian and myself, we're going to be back in the friendly confines as we return home to Hicksville for week number 9. We'll have a date next Friday night with the Aces and the Archers of Antwerp coming to Aces Field. And next week will be senior night for the Hicksville Aces. So we'll have senior night festivities going on as well. So we'll look forward to talking to you then. Again, as we wrap things up, a big thank you to everyone here at Tinora for giving us the space. We appreciate it very much. It's always a pleasure coming on over here. And thanks once again to the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships, Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, the Jim Schmidt Truck Lot, and online at jimschmidtauto.com, underwriting our football coverage here on Hicksville Community Television. And finally, thanks to you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the coverage of tonight's big win. With that, we're going to wrap it up. One last time tonight from Justin F. Caressel Stadium at Tinora High School. It's the Aces upsetting the Rams tonight, 21-14, the final score. For Brian Williams running the camera, I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television, wishing you good night and good sports.